going to build your art career in 2024, the first thing that you really need to do is dream big. Hi, I'm Luna. I'm a full-time artist and content creator with the goal of helping other fellow artists grow and scale as artists themselves and build their art careers. I also am growing and scaling my own art business in the process. So if that's something that you're interested in and you would like weekly business videos as well as more personal vlog videos, I guess, you get to see like the process of my growth as a person and as an artist, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and stick around if I align with your vibe. So you want to dream big, you want to think out of the box, unrealistic, completely like just shoot for the moon, because if you miss, you will land among the stars. We've all had these wonderful, amazing quotes about goal setting around us growing up in school. Follow it. Just as corny and as cringy as it feels, if you do it, it feels amazing. Like, it at first, it's so cringe and so just, ew, I can't believe I'm doing this. But once that mindset is like washed clean out of your brain, it's like, yeah, no, I can do this. This is awesome. This is great. So make sure that you're dreaming big. Think about what you're doing in a day. What does your normal day-to-day look like? What is your ideal dream situation for you as an artist? Once you have that general idea down, we can then go ahead and break that big goal down into SMART goals. SMART goals are the measurable, realistic, there's a whole, it's an acronym. It's an acronym, and to be completely honest, me and acronyms, we do not mesh. We do not mesh. I'm a visual learner. Having SMART goals to break down this big dream into small, achievable goals is what's going to keep us kind of going. We need to have, as humans, we need to have that constant, like, if I'm putting in work, I need the gratification that I know I'm doing the right thing. So setting those SMART achievable goals will be those like continuous little tiny steps that it's like, yay, I did something. Pat on the back, moving on. You know, a motivator. It just keeps it going. Now, if a project is a little bit too big or a SMART goal is a little bit too big, like one of my SMART goals is to reach 100K followers on all my social media platforms. I don't know if that's possible, but I'm gonna try. I will try. But that's one of my goals, and it looks like a really, really big, intimidating goal when I look at it written down on a piece of paper. It's like, how are you gonna get 100,000 people to support you on social media? How? Ask yourself those questions, and then you kind of start to answer them. Like, answer them in a positive mindset. Think about content that other people are posting, or, I mean, not even just content. You don't have to go the route that I'm going, but I'm using my route as an example for all of my videos, so I'm sorry. But you kind of just have to figure out, okay, what kind of content do people like? What content am I getting followers from? What content are my followers engaging with? Analyze and figure all of that out, and I broke that 100K down into, okay, I want to reach 10K on Instagram. Did that at the beginning of the year before I even really, like, before 2024 even really started. I reached that goal, which was fantastic. So next goal is to reach 20K on Instagram. So I'm just gonna keep doing that, and it's gonna keep being like little stepping stones to getting to that 100K follower base. That's what a SMART goal is. That's essentially how a SMART goal works. Now, like I said, when we are breaking down that big dream statement into goals and projects for the goal, it can seem really, really intimidating, especially trying to figure out how to break it down. So that's where we kind of have to ask ourselves some deep questions. Who, what, when, where, why? Some of these questions may seem a little not relevant, like the who or the what or the when, but the why is really important. If you don't have a why for your goal, you're definitely not going to achieve that goal. Like, I hate to be that person, but if you don't spend time and sit down and write out why you want to achieve a goal, you are not going to achieve that goal. I mean, if you can, all the power to you. That's absolutely fantastic. But if you are a person like me, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen unless it's in your face every single day, making you feel some type of shame if you're not working on it, because that is me to a T. It would be a lot easier if I showed you my Notion space. My Notion space, however, is literally the exact copy of Jules Acres? I don't know how to say her name, but I literally have her Notion template. I tried to use it for all of 2023. The days that I used it, I had a really, really successful day. I did all of the things that I was supposed to do, and then days that I didn't touch my Notion, I didn't do any of the things that I was supposed to do. So Jules, if you see this video, your system works. Thank you. Thank you for that. Now, after you have the big overall dream and you have the big overall image in your head and you're ready to just go and tackle at it, there's some things that we gotta do first, okay? One of the things that I need you guys to focus on is building your art skills now. When I first started drawing and painting and doing all of that, I never really focused on the basics. I would literally just find something from Google, copy it onto a canvas, and paint it. That was literally my process for teaching myself, I guess? I don't know. In a sense, that's how I learned. And it wasn't until 2016, 2017 that I started doing my own designs, and then it wasn't until 2020 that I started sharing those on social media. And then it wasn't until 2021 when I was like, this needs to be a business. And lo and behold, lunarleoart was born in 2022. If I had used all of that time to focus on my skills and to practice my skills, hone in on my skills, I would have been so much better as an artist now. Like, when I'm in my full-time career now and I'm creating content, I could be so much better had I practiced. Learn from my mistake. I mean, I still have all the time in the world to teach myself. I still have all of the time in the world to grow. But you know, my lack mindset held me back. One of the things that kind of kept me from building my skills was perfectionism. I am a huge perfectionist. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. It's just every time I do something, I want it to be perfect the first try. That is never going to happen. Regardless of how many videos I make about it, regardless of how many times I tell other people perfection is not a real thing, I still can't seem to grasp that concept. I don't know. I'm a hypocrite. Judge me. You need to let go of that concept that something is going to be perfect the first try. You are going to learn as you do. The more you do something, the more you learn. So building your skills with video editing, drawing, painting, whatever, you're going to learn as you go. And if you find yourself getting jealous because, let's say you're scrolling through Instagram and you're looking for content ideas and you find someone and you're jealous of their skills, you're jealous of what they're doing, take that as more of a directional guide. Look at how you feel about what that person is doing and use that as a directional guide, because oftentimes when we feel jealous, we're jealous because they have something that we want. We didn't see the struggle that they went through to get there. We didn't see, you know, any of the pain, any of the suffering, any of the tears, any of the times that maybe they didn't know if they were gonna have enough money to cover their bills, whatever. We didn't see any of that, okay? We see our own stories, and we kind of compare it without really taking into consideration the background story. And if people showed the background more, it would probably be a lot easier to understand that and to comprehend that, which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Don't harp on yourself for not being perfect or not being aesthetic or not being really knowledgeable or whatever. You're learning as you go, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. I think sharing your growth journey and sharing your process into growth is so much more relatable and so much more beautiful than an aesthetic morning routine. Like, moving on, show me you learning how to draw a whole face, because that's a hard process to learn and I would love to see it. Like I said, when I was building my art skills, it was a lot of like copying stuff off of Google and then really keeping it to myself and not really sharing it with other people. I would show my dad and my dad would give me like tips on things to do differently because he went to art school. I didn't. Yay. If you have people in your life that are artists, reach out to them, get some advice from them. Don't take everything personally though. When people critique your artwork, they're not critiquing you. They're critiquing the actual work. They're critiquing your skill. I want to say become more talented, but I don't believe people are talented. I believe that people create their own talents. They learn, they study. It's just what interests them naturally as a human being. So that is their talent. They're just naturally driven towards a certain subject. And everyone has a natural subject that they are driven to. So everyone is talented in their own way. They just need to practice and build those skills. There's a lot of platforms like Skillshare and Just Sketch Me that you can use. You do have to pay for some of them. If you're just starting out with drawing and sketching and you don't know if you want to invest in any of that stuff yet, I would search Pinterest. Pinterest is like the bomb.com when it comes to references and learning skills and step-by-step like picture tutorials, in my personal opinion. The thing that we want to focus on when building our art career is building a really strong portfolio. Now, I've never really built an actual portfolio, and oftentimes it's bitten me in the booty. I've had a couple of jobs for like art jobs, and I didn't bring a portfolio with me because I didn't have one readily available, and I probably didn't get the job because I didn't bring a portfolio because I'm not that smart. So you want to make sure that you have a portfolio of your past work and your current work, all the different types of styles that you can do. There's a video by Anusha Saeed, I think I'm saying that correctly. She's a children's book illustrator here on YouTube, but she has a video on how to build a professional portfolio, both online and in person, I believe. I believe it was her video that I watched. If it's not, I'm so sorry. Building a portfolio with all of your best works is really a helpful tool because you can go into an interview and you can just literally lay out exactly who you are, what you do, what you can do, what you can't do. All of that is right there, and you want to make sure that you're putting your best pieces in your portfolio. When I definitely have to rebuild a portfolio for 2024. I just don't know if I'm going to do a digital portfolio or if I'm going to do an actual like physical portfolio. Either way, I'm definitely going to film a YouTube video about how to build a portfolio. So if you want to check that out, do it up. If you're looking to build a portfolio for 2024, I know that one of the video ideas that I have for my Patreon is going to be a complete overhaul of my portfolio. Like, over on Patreon, we are going to tear that thing apart and put it back together into a way that makes sense and it's beautiful and it's elegant, and hopefully I'm good at teaching you guys in the process like what you guys need to do as well. It's that time in the video where we shout out our newest patrons. New patron that joined us. I just have to find your username because it's somewhere. We have Jonathan K who has joined us, and I know that someone else joined, but it's not showing on my notifications. Where'd you go? It's not letting me see my members. That's upsetting. I'm only able to shout out 3 of my patrons, so thank you Jessica Lamorte, Lisa Maldonado, and Jonathan K for joining our Patreon page. Thank you so much for your support and supporting my Patreon page. Over on Patreon, we do a whole bunch of fun things. We do early vlog releases, we do business videos, we do tutorials. We have a lot of fun over there. I appreciate you guys. Patreon truly does help me support myself and support this channel, as well as creating art and art TikToks. Art supplies can be fairly expensive sometimes, and I go through them a lot and really quickly. I film a lot of content and I do a lot of videos, and I try to film everything so that people can learn and grow their skills with my content. I do a lot of it and I go through a lot of it, so having you guys over there to support me, it truly means a lot. You guys don't understand how much work you do just by being subscribed to me. I appreciate it so much, so thank you. Alright, back to the business side of the video. I don't know where that accent came from, but it was there. The next thing that we want to focus on is establishing an online presence. Now, social media can be fairly intimidating, especially if you're kind of like a introverted, quiet person like I am myself. I wasn't always a quiet, introverted person. I won Social Butterfly Award in school. If I finished my work early, I would go and help my friends. Like, I was very confident in myself as a little kid. I put on full-blown concerts for my family when we would have family cookouts. I was always a very extroverted kid and an extroverted teenager, and then over time I just became very, very quiet, very reserved, very to myself. So being back into like this whole confidence and I want to be center stage, and the fact that I'm a Leo on top of that doesn't really help. It's kind of foreign to me because I haven't been this girl in so long. It's weird. It's a weird thing to do. It's comfortable at the same time. I feel like I'm healing an inside part of myself, which is why I chose to show up on social media the way that I did. The way that I show up on social media is very much so nurturing that girl that loved to sing, loved to dance, loved to put on shows for people, loved to make people smile and have fun. But now I want to show up more as like in social media as like a nurturing older sister, or I don't want to say a motherly figure because I am not a mother and I would never be a mother. Well, never say never. I want y'all to learn and grow with me, in a sense, if that makes sense. It's really establishing who I am on social media. For many artists, social media channels have become that like first point of contact for clients and artists to get in touch. I have gotten so many more Instagram requests for commissions than I do on my website, which is really weird to me, but it happens. I guess people would much rather message me on Instagram than go through my website, which is cool, it's fine. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not complaining. I love it. I love it. I love the commissions. Keep them coming. Using social media, artists can then go ahead and spark conversations with curators, clients, collectors, other art galleries, other artists, and really just expand the community that they are known in. Media offers artists a way to brand their artwork, brand themselves, you know, get their artwork seen to the right people. Find your buyers. Find who is going to support you and like your work. Finding your community is also really important as an artist because my community has helped me like keep going on my worst of days. When I wake up some days and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm exhausted. I open up my Instagram and I look at all of the wonderful comments. I see you guys tagging me in your whips and I'm like, I can do this. I got this. I'm already doing it. Look at me go. Look at me go. Look at everyone go. Like, come on. Keep going. It's nice to know that other people have me the way that I'm trying to have you guys. Which this kind of goes into the next subject, which is networking and collaborating. I have yet to really collab with another social media artist. I know that I've had a bunch of people interested in collabing with me on projects. I just take a really long time to paint. My camera turned off. Networking and having people within your art community is really, really helpful because there's been days where I don't want to paint, I don't want to post on social media, but I'll see one of Sunday's posts and I'm like, okay, he's probably curious as to what I'm doing, so I'm going to post something now. That motivator, it's that connection. I don't know. The art world has connections between people like no other world. And it really, yes, you do have some bad apples, but that's in every realm of the beast. You do truly have some good people, good genuine people out there. You just have to be true who you are and you will find them, trust me. Now that we've talked about networking, this can also go into marketing and promotion. Now Sunday, he has a lot bigger of a following than me. If we were to work on something together or do a collaborative piece together, that's an opportunity for his followers to see my work and my followers to see his work, thus expanding both of our followings. Marketing and promotion is something that you are going to want to focus on. My strategy for social media, honestly, has been showing up as me. My only plan is to post at least once a day. I mean, I would like to be posting 3 to 5 times a day on all 4 of my social media platforms. However, that is a little excessive. So yeah, I haven't really had a plan for my social media. When it comes to content that does get engagement and followers, it does need to be a little bit more structured and a little bit more planned out. Like I do have a couple of planned videos that I want to do for TikTok and Instagram that I will probably film today, but most often my content is literally just me. It's what I feel throughout the day, what I'm thinking about throughout the day. If I have a day where it's like I have a random thought that is, don't worry about what other people think about you, worry about what you think about you, I will just post that. Like if I'm feeling that in the moment, I will post it in that moment. And that's just been what's kind of been working for me, is just being raw and authentic to who I am and to who my art is and who I want to connect with. It is to just uplift, inspire, motivate, and grow and share my growth in that process. There is definitely some other like marketing plans and marketing strategies that you can put in place for your social media content. That would be a whole other video. That would be a whole other long video in and of itself. Actually, all of these like topics could probably be broken down into videos in and of themselves, which I might do. I might, but this is just an overall becoming a full-time artist in 2024. So let's get it. Now, of course, there are some financial considerations when it comes to being a full-time artist. The income is not consistent. I will tell you that right now. It is not consistent. It is all over the place, and you have to be really, really good with your finances, to which I am not. When it comes to financial advice and the art career world, I'm not going to give you advice because I wouldn't take my own advice. Point blank period, I need a professional. Definitely, if you're not feeling super confident when it comes to the financial aspect of being a full-time artist, I would really suggest starting off small, understanding the basics of your taxes and your business expenses, how all of that stuff works. Have a basic understanding so that way you can be making income but save money for taxes and save money for an accountant or a CPA. One or the two. If you are intimidated by the finances of a business at all, that's all I can really say, because I am not good with finances. I am not good with numbers. I have no idea how I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. Being a full-time artist requires a lot of dedication, resilience, and patience, as well as continuous growth. Now, none of this will be perfect first try. You definitely have it though. You definitely have it in the bag. I promise you that. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions or you want to discuss any further points, go ahead down in the comments. I'm always checking them, like every day, because I'm still small enough that I can check my comments and have interpersonal conversations with one-on-one people at a time, thank goodness. Can you imagine if I just blew up and I was like, hey, comment below, and next thing I know I have like 100,000 comments down below that I have to respond to? Oh my god, I would be so overwhelmed. I would never get anything done. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up, comment below what you thought, and I will see you in the next one. I don't know what the next video is going to be, so I can't really give you a spoiler there, but yeah. Bye! I'm gonna go paint now.